First and foremost, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, the God of Israel, through His beloved Son, our Lord and Savior. Salute to all you sincere Israelites that may be tuning into this video. It's your brother Nick coming back at y'all another lesson through the Spirit. Lord wanted to bring edification through the Holy Scriptures. And as you can see on the screen, this is the article from naturalnews.com, and it concerns the military draft. Right, so we're gonna read the title. We're gonna grab a little bit of this article right here, and then we're going to expound on it through the Bible, right, through biblical perspective. So it says, "Get ready. The U.S. military-industrial complex is planning a military draft so Americans can fight the bankers' Third World War." It said the bankers have once again screwed the pooch financially, meaning another world war is soon on the way. And this is what the men of the Lord, the prophets, have been speaking about for a long time now. Because that's what the ancient prophets also prophesied about. Let's grab, I have some scriptures already prepared, but let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, and verse 8 to prove what I just said. "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied against both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war, and of evil and of pestilence." So the spirits of the prophets, the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets, and the prophets have been regenerated, aka reincarnated back here in this lifetime, to prophesy against all the war, evil, and pestilence that's going to come upon America, which is a part of a great country, and really, all the evil that's supposed to, befall the world, this present age, whoever, it may pertain to, and prophesy against, the so-called white man, America, the heathen, Jake, you know what I'm saying? But the point I want to hop on in this, specific thing is war, right? The prophets prophesied of war, and they're doing it again, right? So we're warning you of this, that it's soon on the way. Trillions have stolen from, the trillions they have stolen from society via their money, printing press, the corrupt stock market, and aid to Ukraine means the economy system is once again on the verge of a collapse. That's right. You're saying that too. You know what I'm saying, through the Spirit. It says, which always mean war is soon to come as covered. Both major political parties, blue and red, have become pro-war because war is the pillar of American society. Without endless violence and bloodshed, all their prosperity will cease to exist. And it's even in the scriptures that they are continually gathered together for war. It's Psalms 140. In verse 1, it says, "Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man," right? And you go back to this right here. It says, endless violence and bloodshed, right? Comes from a so-called white man. He's continually gathered together for war, as it states in the second verse. He's the evil man from the violent man. We want to be preserved. We ask the Lord to be preserved and be delivered from him, especially when the draft comes. But verse 2 says, imagine mischief in their hearts. Continually they are gathered together for war. World War I, World War II, all these other wars prior to that, Verse 3, they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent, adders poisonous under their lips. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to overthrow my goings. That's right. I want to be kept and preserved from the so-called white man, Esau. I just grabbed that, for the point of they continually got together for war. The scriptures they touch on all of that. The characteristics of the so-called white man being violent, evil. Scriptures scope them out with that, with pinpoint accuracy, right? So it says, war is a racket, stated Smedley D. Butler back in 1935 after fighting in 4 major conflicts. It is possibly the oldest, easily the most profitable, surely the most vicious. It is the only one international in scope. It's the only one in which the profits are reckoned in dollars and the losses in lives. The problem today, though, that Americans are tired of sending their children off to die for the bankers. This means the bankers, through their political puppets, could attempt to institute a draft. All right. It says, while it is true that some 2.1 million people are currently employed by the U.S. defense industry in some way, shape, or form, many soldiers, if you could even call them that, are too fat, too transgender, and ultimately too weak to get the job done. That's facts. I mean, this American military is a damn joke. You know what I mean? You got sissies in the military, in the American military. You got fat people. Yeah, there's a lot of fat people in the military too. You know what I mean? Shit crazy. You could just look, and tell that America's gonna lose. World War III. They're not ready for war, man. And a lot of them, they don't even go to defend the country or whatever. They don't even go for that purpose. They just go to get cars and benefits. You know what I mean? The GI Bill, go to school and shit. Niggas just want a Camaro. You know what I mean? Niggas just want a damn scat pack. That's what they go to the military for. A lot of them just go out of boredom. Because they don't have nothing else to do. They're like, you know what? Let me just go to the military. It's like something that people fall back on. You get money and shit like that. But anyways, these people not ready for war for real. And if you ask a lot of them, if World War III coming, they some of them in the loop, but they tell you, yeah, but a lot of them, they don't think so. It just goes to show you that they sleep. Get ready for the taking, man. The military-industrial complex boasts some 1.37 million uniformed personnel, 849,000 reserves. There are also 750 U.S. military bases in more than 80 countries outside the U.S., including more than 100,000 U.S. military personnel who are stationed in Europe alone. America is a war machine, in other words, and pretty much always has been, especially since 1913, when the private Federal Reserve banking cartel took over the financial system. The first 2 world wars were largely a success as far as private central banking is concerned, and now the goals in finance are geared up to launch a third and possibly final war. You see that? They're gearing up to launch a third and possibly final war. It is the final possibly. That's going to be the last war, because my shit going to come back at the height of it. All these nations going to stop what they doing, fight each other, and they're going to fight the man that descends from heaven. That 2 Esdras 13 said it's in the prophecies. That they're going to all gather together to try to subdue the man that came from outer space. And they all going to get burnt up. You feel me? They're going to lose horribly. But anyways, it says if biblical prophecy is to be believed, I didn't even know that shit was right there. If biblical prophecy is to be believed, will not go as planned for those at the top of the pyramid. It is to be believed, you know. It's in 2 Esdras 15 that it says, "Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, says the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." So the prophecies are faithful and true. Whatever the Lord commanded, it's going to be accomplished in due season. The Lord is not a man that he shall lie. You see what I'm saying? He shall accomplish that which he pleased and prosper in the thing whereto he sent it. His words do not return unto him void. You see what I'm saying? And so you can bet your bottom dollar, you know. He said, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. Whatever the Lord said gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You know. You can put all your chips in with the Lord, man. And that's facts. Biblical prophecy is to be believed. But so what if some do not believe? Should that make the word of the Most High without effect? God forbid, man. Let the Most High be true and every man a liar. So it's not going to go as planned for these motherfuckers that's at the top, right? The Lord's word is going to reign supreme at the end of the day. The Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. Still, they are going to try, which means more bodies could end up getting drafted, and Pretender-in-Chief Joe Biden keeps his promise to maintain the war in Ukraine for as long as it takes. It says they have literally been grabbing men off the streets and throwing them into vans. Reports end of American dream, but if we didn't care because it wasn't our sons that were being forced to go to war. And I think that was probably, you know, with the Ukrainians and shit. You know, I just didn't read that part right there. Right. Many Americans cheered when the Ukrainians began their ill-fated counter-offensive, but it turned out to be a disaster. The truth seems to be that Russia is winning the war, no matter how much money and bodies Ukraine and the U.S. are throwing at it. What will happen once they run out of willing and able bodies? Recruitment has been way down the recent years, but our leaders desperately want to win this war with Russia, and they also want to be ready to fight a war with China over Taiwan. And so the stage is being set to draft young American boys and young American girls into military service. I don't think we're gonna be no females, so it may be, you know, maybe. Cause I remember a while back they passed like this certain bill of law, if I'm not mistaken, that allowed females to to be drafted and taken, you know, to fight, you know, America's Babylon's battles. So yeah, the stage is being set to draft young American boys, you know, and especially Jake, man. And this we can go to the scriptures now, because this is biblical prophecy that a lot of young Babylonian men, boys, all of them, they're gonna be shipped off to fight in World War III. And wars was prophesied to happen before Yeshua HaMashiach make his second return. It's Matthew 24, verse 1. No, I'm going to start in verse 3. It says, "And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of your coming and of the end of the world?" So the disciples came to him, asking, "What signs can we look for to indicate your second coming and that the end of the world is near, the end of this age?" So he gave them a long list, but verse 3 is the the sign I want to touch on, concerning the wars. It says, you should hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So wars is a part of, the signs that will take place before the second coming of Yahshua HaMashiach. But let's go to Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, yet the hand-to-hand combat with swords, the shields, the bows, the bucklers, as it was in the ancient world. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So it's going to be a more modern form of war, and even more modern than World War I and World War II. It's going to be the war to end all wars. And a lot of men are going to get drafted into this, especially those young men, men period, that's able-bodied to go fight in World War III. So now, let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 3, because if you start at the 16th verse, this all the judgment, 16th verse on down to the 25th verse, 26th verse. It goes to show you all the judgments that the Most High is going to put on Israelite women because they prideful and evil and wicked. Lord going to take everything that they value away from them. Lord going to take all the materialistic, superficial things. He's going to take it away from them. And I'm going to start at verse 24, but the point is in 25. And it shall come to pass, instead of the sweet smell, there shall be stink. Right? So a lot of women, because of the crisis and Jacob's trouble, all hell breaking loose, the power outages, you know what I'm saying? When you running water, you can't go to the store and grab no soap or no feminine hygiene products and things of that nature. A lot of these women are gonna be stinking out here. You ain't gonna be able to get no pass for your menstrual cycle. These women ain't gonna get no pass for their menstrual cycle, so it's gonna add to the stink, with the blood and stuff like that. You know how blood smells when it hit the air. You feel me? So you're gonna be stinking, man. Instead of a girdle or rent means a tear. You have clothes, tears in their clothes and shit like that. It says instead of well set hair, baldness. They're gonna have stains and rips in their clothes and shit like that. It says instead of well set hair, baldness, and their baldness is gonna come from stress. A lot of women in America, especially black women, they don't have no hair to begin with. You know what I'm saying? The Lord cursed their scalp, as you read in Isaiah, as you read in the 16th verse. The Lord cursed their scalp to the point where they can't grow no hair. That's why the wig, and extension industry is so booming. It's because black woman's scalp is cursed. The woman's hair is given to her for glory, but the Lord took her glory away. That's why no matter how much you try to put, how much product, how much growth, oil, all that crazy shit, all those remedies, hair growth remedies that women try to use, it don't go nowhere. It don't budge. They had to stay the same small little fro for years. It'll grow maybe a centimeter. But in Jacob's trouble, you ain't gonna be able to go get your hair done and cover it up with a wig and with a sew-in, you know what I'm saying? With a closure, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that shit called. So, you feel me? Gonna be bald head out here. Everybody gonna be able to see what's under all that weave, right? No hair at all. That's their natural shit. They ain't got it, So they're gonna be bald head out here, hair all fucked up. Instead of a stomacher, a girdle of sackcloth. Sackcloth represents mourning and burning instead of beauty, right? These women out here gonna be having disease and stuff like that, bacterial infections and stuff, because they can't take care of their vagina or whatever. Ain't no gonna be no tissue and shit too. That shit gonna be crazy out here. So the Lord's gonna completely humble the black woman, man. And really women, period. Especially the ones that's prideful and wicked. Verse 25, your men shall fall by the sword, and your mighty in the war. And her gates shall lament and mourn. And she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So she gonna be humbled greatly, man. Your men gonna fall by the sword, and your mighty in the war. So all the men that's in your DMs, all the beta simps, all the damn these orders, these simp ass niggas that be worshiping you in your DMs, bowing down to your stupid ass, they gonna get shipped off to World War III. All these weak niggas, man. All these hood niggas, you gangbangers, all these bitches that these hoes love, they are going to get shipped off. They're going to get drafted. Verse 25, speaking about the draft, man. They gonna fall by the sword. Monday sword is the gun. And they gonna die in the wars, man. Let's grab another witness. This 2 16 in verse 24 said, there shall be no man left to till the earth and the sword. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. So that one man should desire to hear, to see another and to hear his voice. That's how bad it's going to be. That's how scarce and rare it's going to be to find a man. Verse 28, for of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and the clefts of the rocks. Look up the groves, that means the woods, the bushes, you know. So it's gonna be men that hide, you know, in the woods and stuff like that. And mainly, you know, it's gonna be, you know what? Let me just continue so I'll expound. They're gonna hide, you know. It's gonna be a real small remnant. It's mainly gonna be the men of the Lord left here, and all the rest of these people are gonna be, you know, for the most part, women. Verse 29, as in the orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or as when the vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there should be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So it's gonna be you know, troops and stuff that search these people's houses, that search the houses of, you know, in America, to grab up, you know, able-bodied men and put them on the buses, man, and ship them off. Right? But it's gonna be some that escape. You know, it's gonna be some that are left when the grape gatherers, you know, these troops coming and clean house, man, you know, of men to, you know, to get them suited and booted to go overseas and fight. You feel me? So it's gonna get so bad to the point where it's only gonna be a couple of them left, a little handful. The earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall go full of thorns, because no man shall travel through it. It's gonna be like a ghost town out here, man. You got I Am Legend, the road, you know. Man, it's gonna get bad, man. It's gonna look bad. Like the city's gonna look deserted. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So a lot of niggas gonna starve to death, but the vast majority of them, they're gonna get drafted off into the wars. That's how they're gonna be destroyed, man. It's gonna cause the women to be in a state of mourning. It says to feel or show deep sorrow or regret for someone or their death. It's talking about the men. Typically by following conventions such as wearing black clothes. It says to feel regret or sadness about the loss or disappearance of something, which is the men of the nation, Israelite men. So it's like women gonna feel that regret and sadness because all the men have disappeared, gone off to fight, man. That's what the Lord said. He gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. That's the man of the Lord, man. Man's gonna be highly valued, highly sought after, man. These bitches gonna be out here desperate. You know what I'm saying? Thirsting after men. I'm talking about ready to do whatever. You feel me? To get on this man team. Real talk, they gonna need that guidance. They gonna need somebody to tell them what to do to help them out. You know? Hey, it's gonna be crazy out here. Now, let's get some scriptures on WW3, man. This Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, says the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So the Lord's determination is to gather these different nations in these countries and assemble them up, so he can fight, so they can fight, and he's gonna fuck all of them up, man, to say the least. It's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. That's the vengeance of the Lord. Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. See that? I get verse 10. It says, beat your plowshares and the swords and your spears and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause our mighty ones to come down. So all these nations going to have their troops and stuff right here in this land, and they all going to fight against each other. It's going to be the bloodiest war of all time, man. And everybody that go there, they not coming back. They're not coming back. Best believe that. And these women, they gonna realize that. They gonna realize it. All the cousins, the little so-called boyfriend, hey daddy, you know what I mean? The uncle. All these men gonna go bye-bye. Ain't gonna be no more social media to get no attention from random niggas that just want you for sex. All that's gonna be, man, these black women's options gonna dry up completely, man. It's gonna cause them to be super desperate, man. And a lot of them, they gonna get rejected to die here. Cause they wicked and evil, man. And the Lord not gonna cause them to take hold of man. When Isaiah 4:1 come to pass, 7 women will take hold of one man. They're gonna get rejected. A lot of them, especially the ones here in America. A lot of them gonna die too, though. Anyways, it says, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. See? Let's go to Isaiah 34. Come near ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people, Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. So they're just going to be killing each other out there, during the war. Their slain also shall be cast out. Their stink shall come up from out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. See, it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be nothing but dead bodies, man. Yeah. I can see it now, man. When the tanks advance, and the tank's gonna be running over, fallen men, and you're gonna hear the cracks in and the breaking of the bones and the military truck passing over. That's how many men gonna be dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a bloodbath, bro. It's gonna be fucking crazy. And these men out here that'll be fighting over the hood, fighting over the block, you know what I'm saying? Killing each other and shit like that. And Jake always talking about spin the block, run down, all that bullshit like that, run down on it. We gonna see if your skill, Lord gonna put that shit to the test, put your run down skills to the test, man. You know what I'm saying? You fight for Babylon. You know what I mean? Go there and fight for Babylon. Run down on them other heathen soldiers, man. You see, Jake, them niggas can't even aim right. You see what I'm saying? Them niggas, do a drive-by. They hit everything but their target. Them niggas hit, the damn baby girl down the street. You know what I'm saying? Another block away, straight bullet. You know what I'm saying? They hit grandma a couple houses down. Man. Jake finished, man. And a lot of them hood niggas gonna be suited and booted. I can just see it now, man. That shit crazy, man. Pookie, you like Pookie and Ray Ray. You know what I'm saying? These thug ass niggas with the damn black lips from all the Black and Miles and the blunts. You know what I'm saying? The leaves that they be smoking with the weed and shit. Black lips. Gray pale face. Cause all that shit they been smoking, all the abominations they be eating, they don't take care of their health. All them tattoos and shit. You see the nigga with the neck tattoo. You know what I mean? Jake gonna piss they pants, man. This ain't gonna be nothing to play with. You know what I mean? Shit, man. Jake gonna be pissing they pants, man. In fear, trembling in fear, man. Hey, that's all I got for today, man. Let me see if I got anything else. Nah, that's pretty much it. So, as it says right here, get ready. The U.S.military-industrial complex is planning a military draft so America can fight the bankers of Third World War. So yeah, man, draft is coming. We just, went into the scriptures and proved it, in the Bible. So Lord willing, this edifying. Until next time, peace.